Hi, how you doing? This is Stephen from Ask One Mac Tech. I get questions all the time asking me, can you explain to me what the system preferences do? Can you show me? And I figure in this video I'll show people, what they do in the Mountain Lion 10.8.4. I don't use all the system preferences, just to let you know. So if I come across one, I'm just going to skip it because I don't use it. So I'm sure you can find another video online. But if you want me to make a video on it, just let me know. Just leave the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to. So here we go. I'm going to over here. You want to click the Apple icon in the upper left-hand corner. You see this little apple? You want to click that and scroll down to System Preferences. So here they are. Here you get a dialog box, and here's the System Preferences. And this is 10.8.4 Mountain Lion. So basically, in general, this here, I just leave them as default. Basically, if you want to change the color of your, your windows and stuff like that, like here, appearance for buttons, menus, and windows. See these little colors up here, the red, auburn, and the gray. If I click this and hit graphite, you'll see they change. So if you want to change the appearance of your dialog box, dialog box, the highlight colors, sidebar, icons, you want to do all that, that's fine. I just leave it the way it is. Let's go to the next, desktop and screensaver. Here you can change the pictures. I have mine set to the Milky Way in the background. I like that pic, but you can change whatever pic you prefer, just like that. And you can do it with nature, plants, arts, black and white, abstract, and so on. But I'm just going to change mine back to the Milky Way. If you have your own pictures, you click the plus sign down here. See the plus sign right here, and just scroll to your pictures, and you can add any picture you want. Hit choose, and that picture will show up here. Screensaver, by default it's Flurry down here, Flurry right here, and you can set it, like say if you leave your computer for a short amount of time, like 1 minute, 2 minutes. After 10 minutes, if you have it set for 10 minutes, Flurry will show up, and we can preview it, and there's Flurry right there, and that will show up. So I usually leave it by default, and I always set it to never for for doing this tutorial. Up here, I never really use these, but you can use these if you have pictures and stuff. You can add them. You'll get let's check. Let's shifting tile. Let's see what this one does. There you go. It does that. Let's preview it, and it should pop in. So it's going to do that. So it's going to take pictures and just do that. So you can mess with this and see which one you prefer, but I prefer the default. So let's go to the dock. You can change the size of your dock. This is your dock down here with all your apps, and you can customize this. I'll do a video on this later on how to customize your dock, but you can change the size. See that? I usually try to keep it in the middle here, like that. You can come down here and see this line right here. See how your mouse turns into a double-sided arrow? You can just click and drag, and you can do it that way too. Resize your dock. You can do magnification if you want to do that. I kind of like that sometimes. You can position your dock to the left, to the right, at the bottom. I usually have it at the left, but in this account I have it at the bottom. Minimize window using Genie. I just leave it as that. Now here, by default, when you get your computer, your new iMac or your laptop, this is unclicked. So say I had a window open here, and let's see. Let's grab iTunes. Actually, that's a bad example. Let's grab, not system preference, messages. I just want something like a double click. Alright. Back. Okay, I can't double click this. See how I double click the top here? I can't minimize it. See that? Well, if I click this, just check this, then I should be able to minimize it. See how it does that? It gets annoying. I don't know why Apple unchecks that. I guess people prefer not to do that, but I prefer to do that. I prefer to double click, get the window out of my way. So other than that, just make sure you double click that. I leave everything else by default. You can mess with all these other settings if you like. Mission control, I never really use this. You can change the keyboard commands, the shortcuts, you know. F10 will show dashboard, like that. And, you know, show desktop, application window, all that stuff. You can mess with this, but I never really use it. Language, I never really use this. I keep it at English. I never use this at all. If I have to go in here, I get, you know, but I never have to. So security. Now this one here, like to point out, I made a video on this before, but you know, a lot of people in Mountain Lion, you know, they'll go install some software and they can't install it because by default, let me undo this here and put in the password. By default, Apple has it set to Mac Apple Store and identified developers only. If you want to install other types of apps, you got to go in here into Security and Privacy, General, and make sure you have this clicked to Anywhere, Allow from Anywhere. And now you can install your apps. Just make sure they're safe. And Basic File Vault, if you want to secure files, remember, you got to remember that password because if you don't, you know, it's a done deal. Firewall, never really use that. And privacy, I don't use these functions really. But just remember to use Anywhere. Click Anywhere if you want to download software that's not from the App Store. And even from the App Store, it might stop you. Just make sure you do this. Require password here. Sorry about that noise in the background. That's life. Can't stop that. If you leave for 5 seconds, it'll go into password requirement and you have to put a password in. You can set it for 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, you know. But you know what? I'm going to pause this video because I'm really frustrated with that sound. Be right back. Okay. Alright, so that annoying alarm in the background is gone. But like I said, the require password, you can set this. Minute, 5 minutes. Oh, it's back. 1 sec. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so basically, like I said, you can, for the required password, you can change the time. Like if you leave for 15 minutes, after 15 minutes, it'll ask for a password. So you have to put your password in to log back into your desktop. It's good if you're at work or anything because you don't want other people looking at your stuff. So I'm going to set this for 4 hours since I'm at home. Show a message when the screen is locked. You can do that. You can show a message, disable automatic login. You can do that too. Especially if you're at work, you want to do this unless it's managed. Then you have no control over that. You have to talk to the systems administrator. So other than that, let's move on. Let's see. Spotlight. I never mess with anything in here ever. You can restrict from finding stuff on your computer. You just add it here. But other than that, we'll just move on. Notifications. I never ever care about this ever. I don't use it. It's turned off over here in my account. I just don't use it. So basically, you can get a calendar alerts, FaceTime alerts, Game Center alerts, mail alerts, message reminders, Safari alerts, and you'll get bubbles, you'll get alerts, you know, message alerts and stuff like that. So I don't use it, but you can go ahead and mess with it. Seems pretty easy to figure out. CDs and DVDs with the new machines now, you don't have a CD DVD drive. You don't have a super drive. So basically, if you do, you just set it to, you know, what do I do? Blank CD. Usually you sit in there and say, what do you want me to do? And, you know, and usually you're going to record something to it or something, you know. You just say, I forgot what it says. Actually, let me put a disc in and I'll show you. Hold on. It's been a while. Let's put a DVD in. See what it asks me. So I have it set to ask what to do. You know, we use flash drives. It's been a while since I used a CD, DVD, but I still use them. See what it says. Click and go time. I got one of those older iMacs with super drives in them. Oh, there we go. So you insert a blank DVD, choose an action for a pop-up. Usually I click OK, and that's it. It pops up, and then I'll open iTunes if I want to burn something or burn photos. You know, if you have music on it, it'll open up iTunes. If it has photos on it, it'll open up iPhoto. And if you have a movie on it, it'll open up in DVD player. So you get that. Display I leave by default. I don't really mess with this. You can mess with the bright, but I just leave it as that. Here's the color profiles. You can see the difference. I usually leave it as default on iMac, and that's about it. Let's see, energy. I leave mine for 3 hours just because I wanted to go to sleep. To save the display, you know, if you set it to never, the display will never get any rest. I recommend that you either keep it at 1 hour or 3 hours so you can save the life of your display. Keep it all this as default. You want to put your hard drive to sleep as possible. Just keep all this by default, okay? Just like that. If you prefer to change it, you can do that too. Whatever you want to do. Schedule. Now, I manage a lot of labs at work, and I use this for certain labs. But say you want to, you know, at home you want to wake up your computer, start up your computer. You can do that every day, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Sunday, or weekends only, or weekdays, Monday through Friday. And you can have it start up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it'll start up. And you can have it shut down weekdays, Monday through Friday, at 10 p.m. or whenever you want. And you hit OK, and it'll do that. Your computer will start up at 6 a.m. and shut down at 10 p.m. But just remember, if you have something that it requires saving, like if you have Photoshop open or something like that, and it wants to save the file before you shut down, it's going to get stuck there. So you got to remember that. So it's not going to properly shut down. I've seen that a lot. So just make sure you have everything shut down and saved. But that's what this feature is for. Uncheck those. Let's move on. Keyboard, I really don't mess with this. You can. I don't really mess with the keyboard settings here. Just leave them as default. Mouse, here by default, when you get your new computer or create a new account, this is checked. Some people prefer the scrolling a certain way. I like to uncheck it because I like to scroll up and scroll down, and I like it to do that. I don't use an Apple mouse. I prefer PC mouses with the left and right click. And so I have my primary mouse, left click. Tracking speed, double click. I just leave it as default. They seem fine for me, but if you want to change it, that's up to you. Trackpad, I don't have this ain't a laptop, it's an iMac. Printer, I don't have a printer hooked up to this, but I will do a video. I'm planning on getting a new printer, so I will show you how to hook up a printer. If you have a USB printer, usually the drivers for HP and all the other vendors are installed. Dell's, I haven't seen those pre-installed yet. Usually you have to go find the driver at the Dell site and download it for Mac, and you can add it. Just download it, install it, plug it in, and it should pop right up, and then you can add it. You can set your printer defaults and stuff, but like I said, I'll do a video on that showing you how to do all that. Sound, I leave it by default, but you can change it. You can change whatever you want to do. Output, input, sound effects. You can go through that. It's pretty easy. iCloud, you can save stuff to the iCloud. They're basically computer servers that you save files to. You just sign up for it, pay for it, and you can start saving files. I have my own stuff at home, or I have my own backup. I don't pay for all this stuff. Mail, contacts, calendars. I use Microsoft Exchange a lot for work. Gmail. You can configure these for your mail and your calendars. I use Facebook, but I have never set up Facebook. I'm sure it's easy on the iMac. Yahoo, AOL, Vimeo, and Flickr. Never heard of these. They're new to me. And you can set up other accounts. I'll do some other videos showing you how to do the ones I know how to do. Network. Basically, this is your network. You can see I use a router 192.168.1. Basically, you don't really need to do anything here. If everything's working fine, just leave it alone if you're at home. Let's see, Bluetooth, you can connect a Bluetooth device. If you have one, make it discoverable, and you can pair it up and you're good to go. Sharing, now these are services. You can do screen sharing, you can file share between computers, you can printer share and have other computers print to your printer. Scanner share, I haven't done that before. I never had to use it, but I'm sure it works pretty good. I never had to use remote login, but I use remote management a lot. I use Apple Remote Desktop at work, and I use another cool little software in the OS called screen sharing, which is cool. Internet sharing, never had to use that. Bluetooth sharing, never had to use that. But you turn these on, and you can choose. Well, I'm not going to get into that. It's more advanced stuff. But in a later video, I'll show you how to do simple screen sharing to other Macs in the house and stuff like that. It's pretty easy. It's fun. Let's see here. User and groups. This is where you can create accounts. So if you wanted to create an account, a standard account, you can, create, if you have kids and stuff, you put their names here and the password and stuff, and you create the account. If it's standard, then they're going to have a administrator and all this stuff. Then they're going to have, they're going to be prompted for a password and stuff like that. You can make an administrator of them, so if they know their administrator password, they can have permission to download stuff. They'll still be prompted, but they have to put their password in. But this is where you create accounts. Login options, you can automatically have an account login. If you have like 10 accounts here, like here, I can have Ask One Mac Tech here, and I can put in my password and have it auto log in when I hit OK. So if I put in my password here and hit that, now it's set to auto log in. So every time I restart my computer, it's going to auto log into this account automatically. So if you want to do that, you can. Don't recommend that if you're at work or anything like that and you have a Mac. I don't recommend that. So just keep it off. You want to list users. So if you have more than one user, you want to list all these users over here. By default, this is turned on. Basically, if this is good if you're at home, or it's okay if you're at work, if you're doing certain things. But at home, say you have different accounts for different things, you want to switch through them real quick, you can go through them. But I usually turn it off. I don't mind logging out and logging back into my accounts. So I just turn it off. Show, sleep, restart, and shutdown buttons, you want that clicked. But you can go through this and pick whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Server network account, this is really advanced stuff. I'll make those videos later. I do a lot of this. I use the Open Directory, create profiles, and manage a bunch of labs. So I use all this stuff. Parental controls, I never really use this. You can go through this. If you have kids, you can manage applications, stuff they can't open, stuff like that. So go ahead and go through this. If you really need a video made to learn this, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. I'll make a video on this. Time and date, I don't really mess with this. I just go through. I just click here, make sure the time's good, they match up, everything's good. Software updates, check automatically. So this will call back to the Apple servers, and if they have a new update for the OS, it'll prompt you through the App Store and everything, and then you can do your updates and stuff like that. Dictation and speech, I never really go through. This is new. I don't use this, but you can go through it and check it out. Looks pretty cool. Time machine backup. You can set, if you have an external drive, like I do over here. I have a terabyte and 2 terabyte drive, and I split it in half. So that's called partitioning. And basically, I can set to have my profile backed up. One of these, I can set that one, use disk, and I can use the disk. Don't erase. I don't want to set that up, so we're going to cancel. But you can set this up to back up your stuff. There's other software out there you can use to back up if you don't like Time Machine, but that's what Time Machine's for, is to back up your profile, and it'll back up, do hourly backups, daily backups, weekly backups for all previous months. So you can go back in time and check to see if you actually deleted a file. You can go back and find that file on a different save day. You know, like say if you save something on Monday and you deleted that file Thursday today, you can go back to Monday and grab that file. It won't be the current if you keep saving it. It probably won't be the current file, but at least you would have it. So let's move on. Accessibility, I never really used this. You can go through this if you need to use it. I never really used this. Like I said, I don't use all these preferences, so I won't explain it to you if I don't use it. Startup disk, if you have more than one startup disk, or if you have a network startup disk using Deploy Studio or something like that. I don't want to confuse you, but just leave it here. We'll go on. And down here is just other ones. This is just a flash player because when you create a new account, you know, you want to be able to watch YouTube videos and stuff, so you got to download Flash Player and install it. Other than that, that's a quick overview. I hope I didn't confuse you. I tried to make this video short as I can, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I've been doing this for a long time, and if I'm going too fast, let me know that too, because I tend to do that. So, but if you're confused or anything, if you have videos that you want made, if you want to be explained, let me know. I do this all the time. I've been doing it for over a decade. So, yeah, let me know. Okay, so this is Stephen from Ask One Mac Tech, and watch out for more videos in the future. And yeah, have a great day.